Hello everyone, this is Hot Dusty here, and today we are going to be predicting RWBY Volume 6, Chapter 11. So, if you haven't seen Chapter 10, or if you haven't seen Chapter 10, make sure to go watch Chapter 10, because there is going to be massive spoilers from Chapter 10, so if you haven't seen it, please go watch it right now, before you come and watch this prediction video for the next episode of what we think is going to happen. So, let's get right off to the bat of Chapter 11, what we think. I think, at first, we're going to get instantly Blake versus Adam on the ground. We're going to get that really instantly. We're going to have a big action moment between those two. And then at some point, it's going to probably cut. And we're probably going to see Yang coming through, seeing this whole thing going around and be like, oh shit. You know, she doesn't actually say it, but you get the point. She's like, oh crap, I got to get the fast. Tells everyone to stay where they are, defend the mech, like attack the mech and whatnot. So she's gonna go help Blake out there in this fight, and Adam's gonna be like, "Oh, it's you again." Like, did I cut you off your arm or something like that and shit. I think at this point, Yang's probably getting like hallucinations or like visions or something like that, just to be like, okay, this is happening right here, right now. Everything has led up to this point, because there's been 2 volumes, well, technically 3 if you want to count this one, that it's been a while since the confrontation that everyone's been waiting for between Yang and Adam. Even though it's going to be Blake and Yang versus Adam, it's still like a big moment for her in her character development. So we're definitely going to get something with this whole thing. We're probably going to have a little bit of discussion, and maybe at this moment is when Adam takes off his blindfold and we get to see what he looks like under the mask and whatnot. And that's when he does it, and it reveals to be either silver eyes, he has silver eyes, or he has like red eyes, or maybe it's blind. We don't know, but we'll see what happens during this next week's episode. So I definitely do think we're gonna know during next week's episode for sure. We're definitely gonna know what he looks like under the mask, whatnot. But yeah, that's, and then we're gonna have this whole big fight sequence and them all duking out together. We're gonna see some teamwork between Blake and Yang, and we're gonna see Aaron trying to take them down, even though he's gonna seem like he's gonna fail at some points. But then they're gonna cut away to see what's been going on with RWBY and everyone else fighting the mech. We're gonna see them fighting the mech, getting some teamwork in there as well. Like, this is pretty much going to be one big action episode. I definitely think it's going to be. Maybe we might get some more reviews besides from Adam, like what does he look like on the mask, what are his eye colors, and whatnot. Maybe we might get another review of another characters coming in. Maybe not. I don't know. If it's probably just going to focus a lot on Blake and Yang versus Adam and Team RWBY fighting the mech, and everyone else fighting the mech at this point in time. So we're gonna see them like doing it, and maybe we might get like a whole song sequence in here too. Maybe like it will be at one point making 2 songs. Like there's gonna be one with Blake and Yang versus Adam. There's gonna be another Bumblebee song. Maybe they might actually do Bumblebee together, doing the Bumblebee song inside there. And then we might get a new song during the mech fight. We will get that whole sequence of events going down and shit and everything going in place right now at that moment in time. This to take down the mech. I definitely do think they're going to take it down for sure. And Cordovan will probably get killed during this whole sequence of events. Probably just be monologuing this entire time, trying to tell them to stop fighting. There's no. Basically, she's going to be like, or she's just going to say them as traitors and just going to keep fighting until the very end, like they're all dead or something, make an example of them. Because that's what she did say, that she's going to make an example of everyone that Atlas is strong. So she's probably not going to say, hey, stop. She's just going to be like, just going to fight it all out at that moment in time for her. And this proof to her that, prove to Atlas that she is capable of doing everything. Maybe we might get a little bit of a backstory of Cordovan, Caroline, and to see like what it was like for her to get through the ranks in Atlas, and maybe we might get to see that. That'd be kind of cool to see like how she got to the point where she is today. That would be kind of unique and interesting if we do get that. It would probably be during the mech fight and shit, stuff like that. What else could be in this episode besides these 2 mech fights? I definitely do think it's just going to be fighting sequences during this episode. And then we'll probably cut back to Blake and Yang versus Adam. doing after that whole sequence of events. They're still fighting the mech and stuff. We're getting very close to the end of the episode, and it's just going to be them bringing Yang fighting. We're going to have Bumblebee playing in the background and stuff like that. And there's going to be one big cliffhanger. I think one of those two is either going to get killed or get seriously injured to the point where they can no longer fight. And I would personally like it if it was Yang, okay? Because we know the promise of Adam, I will destroy everything you love, Blake. You know, from Volume 3, Chapter 11. I would really like that to have an impact in this episode. So maybe they might end the episode with a cliffhanger of Adam stabbing Yang, or at least to the point I'm trying to kill her and stuff like that. Like, getting ready to kill, and it's going to cut away. Or they may actually show that she does die, or something terrible happens to Yang again. Because I definitely do think they're going to have the promise to Blake in this episode at some point or another. Like, something bad is going to happen to one of those two, and it's going to be a very, like, big what the fuck moment for the first, like, one episode of the finales. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to handle that, and that's if it does happen, okay? Because I definitely do think the promise is going to, like, have a place in this episode, because it's been a while since we actually seen it. It's like they almost forgot about it, okay? The promise to Blake that I will destroy everything you love. So I really like it. They brought it back in this episode to put it on Yang, and that will be very interesting again, you know, because it really does seem like that during Volume 3, Chapter 11, kind of talked about right then and there when Adam took off Yang's arm, like, right off tremendously. So maybe it might be to the point where he actually kills her this time. That would be. We also want at some, like, Lizzie Jones herself, Lizzie Jones herself said she wants Ruby to break. That would definitely fucking break her if she found out his sister dies, you know, during the midst of battle, and it would. I think that would be great character development for Ruby, especially for the future volumes, and see, like, how she's gonna handle it and now her sister's gone and stuff like that. And especially to see how the fandom is going to react to it. I definitely do think that something bad is going to happen to one of those two during this moment of time. And then maybe after that, Blake would just kill Adam right off the bat, or severely injure him, you know, probably one away or something like that. But we'll see what happens with Adam doing that. But yeah, I definitely do think something bad's going to happen to either Yang or Blake in this episode. And I really like it if it's Yang, okay? I love Yang to death. He's a great character. But I do think it would probably be best for her to either get killed or to get severely injured again. I think it'd be kind of disappointing if she gets severely injured again, you know, and to have, like, this whole thing, depression stage. I think it would be better if they just straight up kill off, you know, because that would definitely break Ruby a lot. If she finds out that her sister is dead, it would be very devastating and stuff like that. So maybe they'll end it like they just kill off Yang, like stab her in the chest or something like that, or in the head or anything, anywhere, and they'll be like, and then she runs out of breath and she's gone, and it would be one hell of a cliffhanger episode, to say the least. So y'all gonna call me crazy, but I think that's what will likely happen, is that Yang's the main thing. Because we do know that the finale is, we're gonna see it in an all new light. We'll be in an all new light. Maybe that's kind of what it's hinted at, that one of the main cast dies, you know, and we're gonna have to live with that through the next volume to see how they're gonna handle that and the depression and whatnot. That'll be very interesting to see what's gonna go down between that moment. But yeah, what do you all think is happening? Check them. Leave your thoughts in the comment section box below. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like these. I'll see you all next time. Bye.